All right, you just yell at me like how you yelled at him. Go ahead.
What are you doing? Why are you talking to them? I can't take you nowhere. That's my best friend's party. Come on. I literally am going to have to hear about this tomorrow. Please! No, don't say that. Don't say anything. Please be quiet. No, because you stay cheating. You stay acting like a hoe. I can't take you nowhere. You need to go home. Don't leave me. Where are you going? Come back. What is wrong with you? I don't know. I can't. No, be quiet. Stop. Every single time we go somewhere, we cannot go anywhere. We cannot go anywhere.
What the?
I can't take you anywhere. Please, can you please just act like you want to be with me, or we do not have to go places. We can deal with this inside, not outside.
Sorry, I was busy playing solitaire.
Whoa. Can we put the cuckoo back in the clock here, lady, for just a minute?
Listen,
that was rough.
That sounded like you rehearsed this.
Yeah. It happened so many times where at that point I would just go off. I would nonstop, I would lose my voice just screaming at him because there was nothing I could say for him to actually stop what he was doing. So I would just say everything.
I have a random one-off scenario question. If a guy came into your life and he was pursuing you and he was a good man, and then this guy came back and he was like, no, I want you, which one would you take?
Private chat.
At this point in my life, I'm going to say the new person.
Oh, thank God.
Only because every other moment of my life, I've taken him back, and it wasn't worth it. Every single time, it wasn't worth it because he still couldn't see me as someone who was worth being with, and I want someone new who can see me as a fresh, beautiful soul, and they don't have all this pent up anger against me or resentment because I let them do things that I shouldn't have, and I should have walked away a long time ago.
So you said that you blocked this guy's family.
Yes.
You're not gonna go over there anymore?
No.
Okay.
If you want to call him, just call me. I got you. So. I think we've all been there, though. I'll be honest, the on and off, it takes a minute. And you say the real brat, I think that's when you take your power back, when you start realizing your self-worth and self-respect, and you're just I don't want to deal with this shit anymore. So you deserve better. But as someone who's been through it, sometimes it takes a couple of times for you to realize it, and then your friends have all seen it, and you start slowly seeing what they saw, and then you realize that it's time to cut it off. But I'm proud of you.
I'm gonna cut through all this bullshit. I'm just gonna come out and say it. You're not gonna like it. She's the abusive one.
Yeah, she is.
She's being abusive.
She's for sure has a lot of. You need a lot of healing, my child. But
yeah, but you're telling her you don't have to put up with it anymore.
No, hang on. It's her journey. It's her journey.
It's not that. It's the fact that I'm saying that she definitely needs. I'm not saying she doesn't need help. It's the fact that she needs to go through. She has a lot of unhealed trauma for herself, but at the same time, she's not putting up with this. So now you have to focus on yourself. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If somebody yelled at me like that, girl, I would have cut you. I would have moved, changed my phone number, blocked you, left. But it is that resentment. It is that pent up what you're not getting. So you're frustrated. You're both toxic, and it just keeps getting more toxic and toxic because you're letting it happen. So he doesn't respect you. You don't respect yourself. He's not listening to you. He's tuning you out, and you get more frustrated because you don't feel heard. So it's literally a toxic thing that just keeps fucking building up until it explodes.
Have you guys ever had a physical altercation?
Yes, we have, but it wasn't as bad as I would say abuse goes. I'm gonna be honest. I think that.
But this was you physically attacking him, right? This is where we're going. If I could make a prediction,
I believe that I hit him and then he hit me back. So I literally started crying. I was like, oh my God, you hit me today. But I was so mad I did hit him.
Yeah, but you can't raise your hand if you don't want to expect to get hit.
Yeah, I should have.
Did this happen more than once?
This happened not many times. I would say 3 times in the same week, to where it was we were actually fighting. But he was fighting me to a point where he wanted me to stop, and I was fighting him to a point where I was angry. So it was he wasn't.
So he was defending himself.
Yeah, he wasn't hurting me or anything. He was genuinely trying to get me to stop.
He was holding your arms.
Yeah.
And in the 3 times, of the 3 times you mentioned, you were the initiator in all of them?
Yes.
Okay, and what were you slapping him? What were you doing?
I slapped him a few times. I would punch him in the back and like in the arm. This is so bad, but I was like so angry. He would sit on his phone in my room and text other females, people that I used to be friends with, people that I would see every day, and I would just like scream at him like, please, like, don't do that, get off your phone. It was a game for him. He was having so much fun, so I would like hit him. Yeah, it was bad. I was crazy.
I mean, honestly, I don't think he's at fault either because, like Brian said, he was honest with you. Like, he didn't have any consequences because I've been through that where I had an ex, he said he wanted options, and I was like, that's no, I'm sorry, bye. But he didn't have any consequences, so he really didn't care. And he told you what he wanted, which wasn't really you, and it hurts to hear it, but you just kind of like want to force it on him, and then you just getting frustrated because you're not getting what you want. But it's almost like selective hearing. You're literally not listening to what he's saying, and you're just like, but give me what I want. And he's like, well, this is what I'm giving you, and you just don't want to accept what he wasn't giving you.
Yeah. Ooh.
All right, kumbaya. Can I get out?
This is also, I mean, this is also, wait, you said he's adopted?
Yes, I feel so bad that I put that out there, but it's part of our love story, or was love story.
Did you adjust the mic, Nick?
I did back.
Okay.
But she needs to speak closer.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's also an L for this guy to actually tolerate this level of disrespect. He's clearly the victim in this whole situation. But
Okay, can I give a counter though to this, Brian? I'm gonna counter signal you here.
Okay.
What if it's it's 11 o'clock at night and he wants some Arby's and it's really far away and it's open 24 hours, 7 days a week. She can go get the Arby's for him, and she'll just do it, right?
Bucky
So,
Larson
like,
donated
in his defense,
$71.
who wants to get up at 11 o'clock at night? if
I'm
they get
going to
hungry?
Cabo
Nobody.
San Lucas in February next year. Would any of you on the panel vote to me Bucky Larson for 6 nights in a row if I flew you out to Cabo?
okay, I guess show of hands. Anybody here willing to take him up on this Bucky Larson wants to fly you guys out to Cabo? Anybody? Shit, bro. Damn, sorry, Bucky. Sorry, Andrew, go ahead.
Sounds like sex.
Just saying, I understand what you're saying. Kind of an L for him because he's, continuing to kind of lead her on and this kind of thing. But, I really feel like that's deviating away from female accountability in this instance. Once you get to I hang out with his parents and his siblings in order to get closer to him, I feel like he's just kind of stuck at that. But, like, what the hell is he going to do?
What's he gonna like?
Like you can't avoid
Yeah,
her.
you
Like,
can't
it's just
avoid her,
You keep
right?
inserting
It's just-
yourself in his life. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we do that. Like, let's be real. We've
I
done
was
that a lot. We keep in
trapping
touch with the family
Wait,
because we
wait,
want to
what?
get back.
Say it.
What?
I was trapping him for a certain
Yeah.
amount of time. That's what I wanted as well. And then it just got dreadful. And then I started asking myself, why am I here? Why am I doing this? But at first it was like, oh yeah, like his mom invited me. Oh, I'm coming. Like, but then I started to like gather myself.
His
and-
adoptive mother?
Yes.
Is his mother aware of the nature of your guys' physically violent relationship?
Yes, I would tell her all the time, and she would tell me like that he's not ready to be in a relationship and that he needs to like grow a lot more within himself, especially with his personal issues, and that it's like not right for me to be with him, but I would never listen to her, so.
This whole thing's a massive clusterfuck. The adoptive mother is not advising her adopted son to try to exit a physically abusive relationship.
I'm just not willing to throw this poor guy under the bus just yet. I'm just not quite there. He seems like he's had a hard time. I mean, you're beating him up, ingratiating yourself into his family, won't leave him alone. I mean, you kind of sound like a pain in the ass, honestly.
Yes, I do. And that's why me and him can't be together, because we have so much trauma in our history, but I don't see it like that, which is part of my problem. I see it all as like a long love story. But in conclusion to this whole situation, I feel that when you are not getting what you need or you need to receive in a relationship, you need to remove yourself, or else it'll bring something else out of you that is not beautiful and that you don't need to experience. And that's exactly what happened here. It's just,
Yeah, no, not really, because he tried to remove himself, and then you
But he don't get
inserted
to remove
yourself
himself.
after he tried to remove himself, right? So that's
Wait.
not really what happened here.
Wait, he don't get to remove himself? Is that what you said?
he does not get to remove himself until we both feel that that is what needs to happen. But now that I'm thinking about
What
it
the
now,
fuck?
it's okay.
Have you ever seen the movie Psycho? You know, the shower scene with that music, that music is playing right there. That's all I hear. That's all I hear right now, is that this poor guy is going to have a shower scene soon. He's just, he's going to get off a hard day's work, and then that's it. The curtain's going to open, and that's going to be it for him.
In all fairness,
He
I think the
doesn't
red
get to
hair-
quit, right? He doesn't get to quit me. He's not allowed to.
By the way, TTS has been bumped up to back to 200. The whole situation is an absolute mess. Are you trolling, or is this legit?
No, I'm
is
so
all legit?
serious.
Okay.
If he were to watch this right now, he would be so happy because you're validating his point. Everything that he says, you are validating. He would be so happy right now. He'd be like, "Yeah, I told you she's crazy." Like,
Is he
I told
wrong?
her.
Is he wrong?
I am crazy when you drive me to craziness.
Yeah, I
Zero
can see it. It's
accountability.
all his fault. This poor, logical, reasonable human being.
he watching
who
this?
You,
I'll literally
who
help
you
him.
hang out with his family. This poor deranged lunatic, whose family you're hanging out with. I know it's poor you. Really, poor you.
I was gonna say.
I mean, I appreciate you're honest.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
And she's not in
She's
denial.
No, I love that.
she's honest. At least we can give her that, right?
Yeah, honestly psychotic.
I'm not psychotic anymore. I have completely removed myself, and I'm continuing to remove myself every single day. I'm continuing to understand what not being loved correctly does to me. I don't put him at fault. I put myself at fault because I should have removing myself from the situation a very long time ago, and me staying is what brought this monster out of me, and it's not because of him.
Yeah.
It's because of me, and I take full accountability for that, and that's why moving forward, I want to make sure that I know what triggers me and that I don't put myself in those positions, and being not wanted triggers me, so I'm not going to be in any position where I am not wanted.
Have you ever damaged any of his property?
Yes.
I just love the honesty, though.
Like what?
He got me, okay, one time there was a Christmas that had one of the Christmases a few years ago, and I had got him like all of these gifts. He used to like smoke in his mom's house, so I would buy him like candles so that you couldn't smell it. His mom was so mad. But I had pressed him. I was like, why didn't you get me a gift? Like, I don't understand. Like, I don't care if you don't have any money. Like you could hustle and get me something. Like, I was so upset. And then one day in January, he had like this long pole, and he gave it to me, and inside of it was this long, big picture of the Vincent Van Owen sunflower painting. It's like a pot with like all the sunflowers in
Wait,
it.
Vincent Van Gogh?
Yes, Vincent Van Gogh.
Sorry.
Okay, you're gonna understand why I don't remember the name.
So you broke the vase or whatever? dude?
No, what happened was it's a painting. It's a long picture frame painting of the picture that he gave me. And then a few days later, he took me, we were walking down like a bunch of streets. He's like, we're almost there. I'm like, what are we doing? I guess he had bought a picture frame for it on OfferUp, and he put it together. We put it together. It was like almost as big as this table, a really big like Vincent Van Gogh picture.
And you destroyed it.
What happened was one day he didn't want to see me, and this was about like 6 months later. I was like very like in a traumatic phase of my life, and I really needed him to be there for me. But he was out with other girls and like with his friends who would take him with other girls, and I was very much
It was
upset.
time to wreck that shit. It was time to wreck that. Teach him a lesson.
I was so
He needed to be
upset.
taught a
it
lesson.
Was like watching me,
you know?
everything that he gave me was watching me. So I was like, okay, whatever. I had some lighter fluid in the back. I grabbed the lighter fluid. I grabbed some matches. I walked down the street like where all the crackheads were. I started smashing the painting.
What?
I recorded it. This is on Instagram.
I retract my free offer. I'm gonna need to charge you extra and some liability and insurance.
I smashed it into pieces in the crackhead alley, and I literally lit it up with lighter fluid. They were hyping me up. I lit it up with lighter fluid. I sat there, I started recording, and I just let it burn. I just sat there, just like watched it burn. He had gave me this big stuffed animal monkey, and like it just reminded me of him because when we first met, he was like kind of fat. So like I called him Fat Daddy. And yeah, gave me like this fat monkey, and so I was like, okay, like this is him. I did not want the monkey, so like I tried to burn it. I ran out of lighter fluid, and there was a dog walking around. I was like, here, doggy, you want a toy? And then the dog took it. He ran off with it. I just like said,
Does he have a car?
Oh, wait, before I tell you if he had a car, he had some nice clippers and some nice cologne. I gave that to the homeless man who watched me burn his stuff.
Charity.
Oh, so you gave your stuff away. Okay.
Yeah.
And so does he have a car?
He has a car now.
Have you
but
ever
when-
damaged his car?
No. When we were together, he didn't have a car.
Okay. If he had a car, would you have damaged it?
I probably would have stolen it before I would have damaged it, only because in that phase of my life, like, everything that was his was ours, and if he wasn't mine, it's still mine, so, yeah.
Everything that was his was ours?
Ours. So if he had a car, it was our car, and if he didn't want me, it was my car. I would have, like, when he left stuff with me, it was mine. That's why I gave his stuff away. That's why I lit his stuff on fire. Yeah, I would have. If he had a car and we were together, I would have taken his car.
You know what's
'Cause
crazy
He would not
to
have
me?
been able to go see other girls in that car. I would have had the car.
You know what's crazy to me about this conversation is if there was a man sitting where you're sitting telling us the exact same shit, but like flip the genders, the gravitas of the situation would be like way different. Like girls are kind of like chuckling, she's laughing about it. Not only if a guy was like revealing all these things, but he was laughing as he did. This guy would be like public enemy number one.
Yeah.
It's just kind of interesting to me how that works.
Well, he'd be on his 9th restraining order, you know? I mean, his picture would be plastered all over, don't date this guy because he's a lunatic.com, right? I mean, he would have everything on planet Earth going against him. But you, it's just like, oh, well, you know, I'm in a nice little picnic dress, and, you know, I burned this guy's shit and handed all of his stuff off to homeless people. I'm nice. I'm a real sweetheart.
I very much am a sweetheart. As long as I'm not with him, everything's good because being with him triggered so much of myself that I needed to learn.
It's his fault.
It's not his fault, it's my fault, but it's also a good thing that it happened. Not for him, of course, but at least for me because I got to realize these sides of myself that I wouldn't ever want to do again. Like, I still look back, and I know I just said a lot of crazy things, but I miss that monkey, that fat
That's what I'm going to start saying to my wife. I'm going to go in and be like, you burnt the roast, and I'm going to smack the shit out of her, and they're going to be like, it's your fault. You bring out the worst in me. I can't help it. It's all you. If you didn't bring, my fingers wouldn't be bruised right now from decking you so many times, but it's you. You did it. Yeah. Does that sound reasonable to you? Or does that sound like I'd go to prison?
I was not 18 yet enough to do real time, so I was kind of in the green zone.
So that's why you did it, so you can get away with it?
Did you go to like, did you catch a case for any of this shit?
No. I never got caught for
Juvie
none of
or-
this stuff, like
Yeah.
How old are you now?
20.
Well, I mean, you say that it's only with this guy, but have any of these behaviors manifested with other men?
No, what's crazy is that I think now I'm realizing my karma. Every single guy that I have like talked to or tried to be with after him have all been psychopaths. And all of my friends know, if you're out there listening, I literally have dealt with psychopaths consistently after this, and it's torn me even more to the point where now I don't know how to be in a relationship, because at first I was like this crazy like wanting to be loved girl, but now like I'm dealing with people who are doing the same thing to me. It's making sense to me now that I have been living out my karma. Every person that I've talked to after him has been psycho. They have done hurtful things and said hurtful things to me.
Sure. Anyways, I do have to move it on. Perhaps we'll come back to that in a little bit.